with an actual line, it's probably.
All right, I think we're almost ready. Tanya, let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right, are you guys ready? All right, good evening. It is Tuesday, August 12th of 2025. Summer's almost over. Less than a month for school. Can you believe that? This is the Stoughton City Council meeting, and the first item of business is the roll call, and Tanya, our deputy clerk, is filling in tonight. So thanks for being here, Tanya.
You're welcome. All right. Abel.
Here.
Nino.
Here.
Caravello.
Here.
Wozniak Scanlon.
Here.
Rolecki.
Here.
Hirsch.
Here.
Jensen.
Here.
Tillison.
Here.
Reeves.
Absent and excused.
Butler.
Here.
Schumacher.
Here.
Vano.
Here.
All right.
All right, looks like we have.
11 holders present and 1 absent excused.
All right, thank you. We are certified of compliance with open meeting laws. And the first item of business is public comment. We had a couple of people signed up to speak regarding the east parking, but we did not put that on the agenda tonight. We're still doing some work on that. That came from public safety. So we had contacted those neighbors and let them know that it'll be on at a future meeting. So I don't think anybody's still here to speak. So we'll go on to our communications and presentations. And we have introduction of historical fact of Stoughton. You ready?
I am ready.
Okay.
Here we go. All right. Today I focused on climatological things for August because in August 18th, 2005, anybody that was here remembers the tornado that had come through the city. It was an F3 tornado, the strongest one that's ever been on record in the city. It was at 6:15 p.m. with a track of 20 miles long and 600 yards wide. More than 300 structures were damaged and quite a number of them completely destroyed. There was 1 fatality and 23 injuries, with $34 million in damages from that storm. Debris was picked up and thrown as far away as Milwaukee. So there wasn't a, let's see, I looked up the wettest August on record, and that was in recent memory too. That was 2007, where the area had gotten 15 plus inches of rain. So you remember like Middleton flooding over and all that sort of thing. That was in the same one as that one. The hottest day for August that we've ever had was in 1988. It was 108 degrees. The lowest temperature that we had here in August was in 1915. It was 48 degrees. That's at least on record. I couldn't find anything that was lower than that, but I seem to think that maybe it just felt colder than that on some other days. But it's odd for August. And not weather-related ones, but in May of this is off of August now, but I thought this was pretty interesting. In May of 1909, there was a 5.3 scale earthquake in Beloit. So you would have felt that here. So it would have been like a shake intensity of 5 or 6 for the city here. So that was I think that's the largest one that's been in the state ever. Also in 1947, there was another earthquake south of Milwaukee, and that was enough felt in this area. So a little bit of climate and geology today.
All right, thank you. The next items that we have are coming from the Finance Department, and Finance Director Trubetowski is going to give us an update on net new construction, equalized values, promissory note sales, and Moody's. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Do it again. So these charts were provided in the past, so they're updated for this year. The net new construction preliminary value to be finalized August 15th is 3.58%, so another record year. Looking at Dane County, we were 7th. Last year we're 8th, so we moved up in there. And then at the bottom is just the remaining cities in Dane County to show where they were at in order. The equalized value recap shows the new preliminary equalized value that excludes the TIDS, and that's at 1.95 billion. And the increase was about 170 million, again, for the equalized value, not including TIDS. And then we had the sale of the promissory notes today. We received 3 bids, which is good. The low bidder was FHN Financial Capital Markets out of Memphis, Tennessee, with the low bid at 4.14%. Our pre-sale was at 4.47%. We were able to downsize the issue by $85,000, mainly due to cost of issuance that came in lower than anticipated. Mainly the underwriter's discount, and that is after using additional funds to fund the City Hall project that we added in. So from the pre-sale to the sale, we saw a net principal and interest decrease of almost $390,000, and we'll receive the funds August 28th. And then again, for this issue, we're rated by Moody's. We stayed at the AA2, so that is good.
Okay, any questions? All right, hearing none. Are there any communications from alders? No communications. I have a couple, just so in case you don't know, that we did close on the sale of the depot a couple Fridays ago. We had a brief conversation at the Finance Committee tonight about the funds for that. And we'll probably have that as a future agenda item at the Finance Committee. So real pleased with the efforts that were made by the Chamber and the Historical Society to get them items out of there on time. And I think they found some really nice homes for their items. The Chamber is settled in at City Hall, so that seems to be working out pretty well. And then the other thing is I wanted to let everyone know that the solar panels that are installed at Greenspire are anticipated to be activated tomorrow. So that's pretty exciting. If you haven't been over there, it's just amazing. $5.8 million worth of Inflation Reduction Act money was secured to do solar panels, heat pumps in all the rooms to replace electric baseboard heaters. There's permaculture that's been done there, which I'm still learning about, but it's pretty amazing to see the garden beds and plantings that they're putting in there to reuse rainwater. So if you haven't been over there, you can just stop in there, or if you want a tour, I can help arrange a tour. It's pretty impressive, the work that was done there. We had also secured a total of $10 million, $1 million a year for 10 years for the rehab of the apartments. There's 92 of them. So lots of smiles there. I mean, it was very challenging for people that live there because they had to move in and out of their places. But once everything was done, everybody has basically a brand new apartment. So it's really exciting for them, and their utility bills are going to be very minimal going forward. So it's really important, especially for those that are there on fixed income. So wanted to let you know about that. Otherwise, we'll go into our next item, which is our consent agenda. And there's several items on there. I would entertain a motion for the consent agenda.
I motion to approve the consent agenda.
Okay, a motion by Abel. Is there a second? Second by Alderperson Jensen. Would anybody like anything acted on separately from the consent agenda? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? None opposed. That motion carries. We have one item in old business, and that's ordinance 27 of 2025 for second reading. This came from the Plan Commission. Alderperson Caravello, would you like to introduce this one?
Sure. This is 027 of 2025, approving a rezoning from Rural Holding District to Planned Business District for the area known as 1420 Nygaard Street, tax parcel 05110-628-7112, Stoughton, Wisconsin, and I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Butler and Alderperson Caravello.
And as we talked about this at our last meeting in July, this is simply a rezone at this location for purposes of a veterinary clinic, and to some folks this might be kind of more familiar as where Velkeman Way used to go through to connect what is left of it to Highway 51, but that's where this parcel.
All right, thank you. Anything you want to add, Director Munns-Pritchard?
Nope, he nailed it.
All right, any questions from council members?
This will probably drive the pets crazy smelling the church's chicken next door, so.
All right, any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? That motion carries. Takes us to new business. We have some stuff that came out of the Finance Committee meetings. The first one is Resolution 116 of 2025. Alderperson Butler.
This is Resolution 116 of 2025, acceptance of irrevocable standby letter of credit for STI Holdings Incorporated, and I so move.
Is there a second? Second by Alderperson Abel. Alderperson Butler.
This is, as the resolution states, it's basically recognizing that Phase 1 of the STI development is nearing completion. There's still some residual construction that needs to happen, but it's to roll over the letter of credit amount that covered that into a new one for Phase 2. And this would approve their letter of credit to cover the improvements.
Okay, anything you want to add, Attorney Matthew, to that one, or?
I guess just that these are standard instruments that we use for securing developers' obligations under the various development agreements. There will still be some remaining, primarily to cover like punch list items, and then stormwater. They have to have, I think, it's like 25% of the cost of the stormwater improvements, and that'll remain in place for 3 years. It's possible to have another reduction coming once the other improvements are all finished for Phase 1, but otherwise they're nearing completion of all the Phase 1 improvements.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments? And just so you know, they're having a public event at STI headquarters on September 20th, I believe. It's a Saturday, so you're all welcome to attend. So that'll be coming up. Otherwise, all in favor of the motion say aye.
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 And any opposed? That motion carries. Next one also came from Finance. Alderperson Butler.
This is R117 of 2025 to accept an irrevocable standby letter of credit regarding utility extension agreement with MJR Properties LLC for 1521 East Main Street, and I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Tillison, Alderperson Butler.
And this is, I honestly do not remember what the work is. It's on the east side, as I recall.
East Side Car Wash, the
Oh, that's right.
Badger Wash.
Yep. And this is working on a sewer extension.
Yeah, this one here, they've been working with the DOT to try to get this work completed before they pave the new road. And they're basically trying to get the sewer extended to the 3 lots that are there, although I think they're only using 2 of the 3 lots, if I remember right. And then, you know, this is pretty normal that we would enter into a letter of credit to recover our costs for our staff time. Did I miss anything?
Similar to the last one, it just guarantees all the work that they do and that we don't lose any money.
All right, any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None opposed. That motion carries. Our 118 also came from finance.
This is R118 of 2025 to amend the 2025 operating budget for mini grant extension, and I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson, or President Schumacher, Alderperson Butler.
This is a small fiscal impact. It's an extension of a grant to do some restoration on a building that has landmark status. And this is where I wish Alder Reeves was here because she explained the timing of this really well.
Yeah, I can cover it a little bit. So in the budget, there's money available for the landmarks to hand out grant money for historical preservation projects. And oftentimes, it's difficult to line up contractors, or the work rolls from one calendar year into the next. So they like to basically roll the money over with it so they can complete the project. They have made efforts at landmarks to start the application process earlier in the year and tighten up the window, hoping that those that submit their applications will get bids done during the winter, and then they'll be ready to do the work in the spring, especially if it's outside work. So they are making efforts to try to shorten that time period so we don't have to do this every year. But in this particular case, you know, this work didn't get completed, so they're just asking us to give them the extension in order to get the work done and continue to award the money to help offset the costs for the property owner. Okay. Any questions or comments? All in favor of the motion say aye.
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 And any opposed? That motion carries. The next one is a resolution, R119 of 2025, and this is a transfer of city property to the Wisconsin DOT. I'm going to let the city attorney walk us through this one before we ask for a motion.
So this is basically related to the Highway 51 project. The DOT needs to acquire some land, both for temporary easement and also just expanding some of the right-of-way. So they've offered the city, I believe it's $5,500. Basically, if we don't accept this, we have to go through the eminent domain process, and then we have to, unless we have a basis to like contest it, to say like there's a value that we think we should be getting above that. It's way simpler just to accept the offer and let them move on with the project.
Yeah, and there was some question of whether or not the bank would sign off on it, which they ultimately did. We thought we were going to have to go through the other process.
Yep. But otherwise, this is just a clean transfer and a temporary construction easement for them to do the work.
All right, any questions? Yep, I would take a motion.
I have a question.
Oh, sure, go ahead.
I'm looking at the map. I'm just curious where exactly this is, because I can't quite figure it out from the graphic that's included here, unless I missed something.
So I think it's along an outlot that the city owns with that Dvorak development, or 51 West. I don't know the exact location.
Yeah, I don't know, it's hard to see on here, but you're right, it is an outlet, because I know Bob was trying to help facilitate the process.
Okay, but it's so it's between Deer Point and Roby and where Velcoman Way used to be, according to this. But
Yeah,
somewhere, one of those shaded areas is.
yeah, it's
referring
not
to
a
this.
very big section, but it's just
Okay.
something they need in order to complete the project, as they've engineered it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion for that.
Okay, a motion by President Schumacher to approve the transfer of the property. Is there a second? Second by Alderperson Viano. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? That motion carries. Next one is R120 of 2025. This one came through finance earlier tonight. It is time sensitive. Alderperson Butler.
R120 of 2025 to amend the 2025 adopted budget for Stoughton Housing Authority, and I so move.
Is there a second? Second by Alderperson Abel. Alderperson Butler.
And this is an amendment to the budget from 2025 to cover some unanticipated expenses for Stoughton Housing Authority. And I'll let Rick tell us that we have opportunities.
So there is a potential for closed session if the council would like, I guess, just to provide a little open session background. So the Housing Authority, it's similar to the RDA in that it's a separate legal entity, even though it sort of falls under the umbrella of the city. All of their budget and funding comes from the city, basically. So there was a claim filed against the Housing Authority. There's a tentative settlement to it, and because the Housing Authority really doesn't have a budget at this point in time because they don't own the Greenspire property anymore, the budget amendment would just provide them funds to settle this claim. So that's, I guess, the gist of it. At this point in time, I did provide a brief summary of it to you all over the weekend, but if you would like to go into closed session either to talk about the potential claim or the amount, that would be something we could do. Otherwise, this would be a straightforward budget amendment just to allow the Housing Authority to settle this claim. And Lisa can maybe provide context about where the money's coming from.
The money is coming from the Affordable Housing Fund. So the expenses for the Housing Authority have been put in this fund with the hope that any interest earnings cover the costs. If it doesn't, then it's using the fund balance of the Affordable Housing Fund. So this includes the settlement and some other legal services expenses that have been incurred and some potential future ones.
Okay, thank you. So we can either take a vote or somebody could make a motion to go into closed session, whatever your preference is.
I have questions. I don't know if we need to wait until.
You could ask a question and then I can let you know if I think that should be a closed session.
Okay.
It's a cat and mouse.
There you go. We'll go with the cat and mouse. So reading your email, this appears to be a records issue that we didn't keep the application.
We can go into closed session to talk about that.
Okay, let's go into closed
Yeah,
session.
All right. You want to make that motion?
I'll make the motion to go into closed session, but I don't have the verbiage. Sarah's got it.
Okay. You're going to make Sarah read it for you? So it would be Sarah's motion.
All right. The council may meet in closed session per state statute 19.851E, deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. The common council may convene in closed session per state statute 19.851G, conferring with legal counsel for the governmental body who is rendering oral or written advice concerning strategy to be adopted by the body with respect to litigation in which it is or is likely to become involved, the Common Council may reconvene in open session to discuss and take action on a subject matter discussed in the closed session. And I so move.
All right, is there a second? Second. Second by Tillison. Nicely done, Sarah. All right, and this is going to need our roll call vote. Tanya, when you're ready, any discussion about closed session? No discussion. So whenever you're ready, Tanya, you can do a roll call vote.
Okay, me now.
Aye.
Caravello.
Aye.
Wozniak Scanlon.
Aye.
Strzelecki.
Aye.
Hirsch.
Aye.
Jensen.
Aye.
Tillison.
Aye.
Butler.
Aye.
Schumacher.
Aye.
Ganot.
Aye.
Abel.
Aye.
All right.
All right, we'll just take a second to go into closed session, and this might be the earliest closed session I remember in a long time. Okay, we're back in open session. I would entertain a motion.
We already have the motion.
Yeah.
Oh, we do have the motion. We have a motion on the floor. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I'd entertain the motion to adjourn.
So
Motion to
Oh,
adjourn.
there we go. And second.
Motion by Abel, second by Schumacher. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None opposed. We're adjourned at 7:35.